What's good, everybody? My name is Cole, and before we get started, quick little announcement. I will be going live for the NFL draft on April 29th. Only the first round. We might go live for day 2. We'll see. But I'll be going live around the 12th, 13th pick, and going up until the Washington pick, and you guys get to see my reaction live to the pick. And after that, we'll talk about the pick a little bit and, just have a fun time and chill out in the live stream. So, yeah, had that announcement to go ahead and talk about. So, let's go ahead and get right into this mock draft. So, let's go. So, what's good, everybody? My name is Cole, and welcome back to another video. And today, we got the mock draft. And this is going to be my last Washington football team 7-round mock draft. So, this is going to be a super interesting mock draft. No trades. And, the fun time has finally come. We are 4 days away from the NFL draft, and it's going to be super, super fun to see who we pick. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you are new. Let's go. So, we are finally here with the last Washington football team mock draft. And so, let's go ahead and get right into it. And with the 19th overall pick, the Washington football team selects Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker from Notre Dame. If you go back to my recent mock drafts for Washington, I've had Zaven Collins at this pick. I like Zaven Collins over Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, at least for Washington, mainly because he was a bigger linebacker. You could kind of tell he was kind of more old school. I mean, not old school, but you could kind of see the comparison. But but the thing is, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, he is undersized, but he's still speedy. And he's still super, super physical when attacking blockers, when attacking the ball carrier. And then he's great in coverage when covering linebackers and some tight ends. Obviously, he's going to have trouble if he's covering a Travis Kelce or a George Kittle. I doubt he'll ever have to do that. But, it's just, that size will hinder him, especially in the next level when he's covering some tight ends. Not all, but some, especially those top-tier guys, if he's ever in that position. If he ever is in that position to do so on the defensive play. But, he's just a physical guy who will attack the ball carrier, attack the run blocker, or the blocker, and that's what you want to see from a guy who is undersized linebacker. And, I love Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I love, his tape. And I think he'll be a great linebacker in this league. And so that's what I see. And heck, if that doesn't work out, maybe try him at safety, because obviously safety is also probably our second most needed position on that defense. So that's my little thought there. So that's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah with the 19th overall pick to fill in that little scratch on that defense. Next, with the 51st, overall pick, the Washington football team selects Dillion Randunz, off the tackle from North Dakota State. I like Dillion Randunz. I think he's a great offensive tackle. Now, we do obviously need an offensive tackle for a future. Now, I think he'll be starting right away. Possibly not, but I think obviously, Jaron Christian and Cornelius Lucas had injuries last year, so there's a chance that they could get injured, and he could be in by week 7, week 8. But he could be, he may not even be starting right away. He's a guy who could be just a developmental tackle, and I think if we do develop him right, he should be a good offensive tackle in this league. And I think he would be a great pick with the first overall pick in the 2nd round. And, I like him a lot from North Dakota State. I know he's no Penei Sewell. I know he's no Rashawn Slater. He's no Christian Darrisaw. He's no Tevin Jenkins. But I just think, getting a linebacker like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and then getting an offensive tackle like Dillion Randunz, I just think this would be an absolutely great pick. So that's my thought. and I have us taking Dillion right here. Now, with the next 74th overall pick, I have the Washington football team taking Davis Mills, quarterback from Stanford. And, I had to take a quarterback in this draft class. It was going to, it was probably going to be the third round here at 74, 82. Really didn't matter, but we have Davis Mills going here. I like Davis Mills. Again, you probably develop him behind Ryan Fitzpatrick, which I think would help him tremendously for a year. Again, his experience is one concern about him. He hasn't played that much, in injury concern for sure. That's why he hasn't. That's what led to him not playing that much in Stanford. So, that's always something you gotta look at. But I think Davis Mills right here could be a really good pick, and could be a great developmental quarterback that could possibly turn into our quarterback of the future. And now the thing is, do we really need a top tier quarterback? Do we actually need a top tier quarterback? No, obviously, it would be nice to have a top tier quarterback. But say we just need like a top 15 quarterback. We could possibly win a Super Bowl with a top 15 quarterback, and I believe if the right coaching staff, which I do believe we have, the right if Ryan Fitzpatrick helps him a lot, a good quarterback to have him sit behind, which Ryan Fitzpatrick is, and he turns into be a top 15 quarterback. We have a great defense. We have a good receiving core. Off the line, hopefully that's good by the time we're really making that push for the Super Bowl. And, Antonio Gibson still doing his thing. This should be a good team with him possibly being a top 15 quarterback, because Jimmy Garoppolo, when the 49ers made their Super Bowl push, he wasn't a top 10 quarterback. I don't think he really was. So I don't genuinely think we need a necessarily top 10 quarterback to go ahead and make the Super Bowl. So I think if Davis Mills turns out to be a top 15 quarterback, I think we'll be completely fine. And I think, if we go ahead and develop him right, this should be the right pick. Now with the 82nd overall pick, we have Hunter Long out of Boston College, tight end. Now, I know we signed Sammis Reyes, I think I said his name wrong, from the International Players Program. But, now I hope he turned out to be a great tight end. I think all of us do, obviously. But, that's still a question. Does he turn out to be a good tight end? Does he even make the team going into the season? And that question is still to be, that's still unknown. And I mean, if you take Hunter Long here, which I think is a great big tight end who comes away with 50-50 balls and, is a solid catcher and is solid in blocking a little bit, I think should be a great pick to put next to Logan Thomas. And, hey, maybe Sammis Reyes turns out to be a good pick. Hunter Long turns out to be a good pick. Logan Thomas maybe takes a step down. Now you have Hunter Long, Sammis Reyes, a solid tight end duo. Maybe you just let Thomas Bryant walk. Maybe you trade Tom. I don't know. You know what I mean? You have. What if these all turn out to be good 3 tight ends? You have three solid tight ends, 3 possibly good tight ends. There could be a lot of things you could really happen with this, but I still think tight end is a need. I don't think necessarily Sammis Reyes fills that hole at tight end. It fills depth, but it doesn't necessarily fill it. I think Hunter Long fills depth. I think it fills the hole, and that's my thought there. Hunter Long, again, a good physical tight end who's going to be able to catch footballs, and that's my thought there with Hunter Long. Now, with the next pick, we have, with the 124th pick, we have Kary Vincent Jr., DB out of LSU. Now, on the mock draft simulator, it did say cornerback, but when looking at his tape, and I saw an interview with, I think it was the draft network, the mock draft network. That's their name, right? But he had an interview with them, and he was talking about how versatile he is, and he's a versatile player. When I was watching tape, he wasn't just lining up in the slot. He wasn't just lining up, outside. He was lining up, in safety, slot, outside. He was kind of lining up anywhere where, they wanted him to be. And, versatility. I know Ron Rivera loves versatility. So, I think this would be an absolutely great pick. He can be a safety, possibly a free safety. He could possibly be a slot corner. I like Jimmy Moreland, but, is he the guy? I don't know. Kary Vincent could be the guy. So I really like Kary Vincent Jr. He's a solid DB. Again, great versatile player from LSU. He kind of play anywhere in that defensive secondary. Next, with the 163 overall pick, we have Dazz Newsome, receiver from North Carolina. I like Dazz Newsome a lot. I'm a Virginia Tech fan, so he kind of destroyed us last year when we were playing him. And he's just a guy who is elusive, man. He's a fast, elusive receiver, and is able to break out of his routes great. Route running probably could use some work, but I like Dazz Newsome absolutely a lot. I see him turning out to be more of a slot receiver, which I think a slot receiver is going to be a need. But, you look at this, Adam Humphries maybe turns out, injuries. Adam Humphries has had injury concerns. Dazz Newsome turns out to be pretty solid. Adam Humphries is out. Let Dazz Newsome possibly be that slot receiver, maybe. We have, Cam Sims out there a little bit, but maybe Cam Sims is gone next year. Adam Humphries gone. Maybe Dazz Newsome turns out to be that slot receiver for the future. I like Dazz Newsome a lot. I think he fills depth at the receiver position, and I really like him a lot. Again, great elusiveness, great speed, and he's solid coming out of his route runnings. I do believe needs some work, but I like him a lot. And heck, if that does not work out, maybe he becomes a kick returner / punt returner. So that's my thought there on Dazz Newsome. Now, with the last the 2 7-round picks, we have 244th pick. We have Caleb Huntley at a Ball State. Now, Caleb Huntley is, physical running back. After cutting or waiving, what's his name? Bryce Love. Now we have 3 running backs. I think drafting another running back, I think, would be solid. Peyton Barber's on a 1 year. I can't talk. Left on a 1 year. Oh my gosh, why can't I not talk? But he has 1 year left. I think J.D. McKissick has 1 year left. I think Caleb Huntley, just for depth purposes, I think would be an absolutely great pick here from Ball State. So yeah, that's what I have going here, Caleb Huntley. Next, for the last pick, 246th pick, I have Coastal Carolina edge, Tarron Jackson. Now again, I said this in the last few mock drafts, we do need an edge rusher backup. When we can't have Chase Young and Montez Sweat back there all day, playing all day long, every single snap. That's not good. They're gonna get tired, and they're gonna get injured. And we lost what's his name, Ryan Anderson. He went to the Giants. I want to say, and now we have pretty much backups on the team. I want to say what's his name, Kaliki Hudson. I would say he's a mix of edge rusher, linebacker. So I guess we could have a backup there, but I like Tarron Jackson. He could work a little bit of coming out of his first step. But after that, I think he's really good at, making his moves and getting to that quarterback. And I like Tarron Jackson a lot. Now, the reason why I waited a little bit longer to get an edge is because we don't know what's happening with Ryan Kerrigan. He hasn't been signed yet. The latest thing we've heard about him is that he went to visit the Bengals, and nothing ever came of that. And they didn't even get a deal done, and that was like a month ago. So, he could be coming back possibly if nobody else is really interested in him, or if this just takes forever. Again, I expect him to be signed after the draft, but especially now, I didn't expect them. When free agency start, I didn't expect them to get signed right away. I expected them to get signed in the second wave. After Trey Hendrickson, Kyle Lawson, Matt Judon. I expect them to get signed after those players, kind of see where the market's at. But, he hasn't been signed yet, and it's been 2 months now, or probably a month and a half. But, that's why I'm waiting a little bit here to take an edge, and I think Tarron Jackson is going to be that great player. So we'll see what happens here. And I like this mock draft. This is my final mock draft, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And we are a few days away from the NFL draft. In my last video, my next video that's going to be coming, and it's going to be my last video that's going to be coming for before the NFL draft. It's going to be my first round mock draft. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.